Have you ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street? That, in a nutshell, is a boiler room. And while the movie might be entertaining, the reality of these scams is devastating for the people who fall for them. The name boiler room perfectly captures the atmosphere: intense, heated, and all about building up pressure until the victim, or mark, gives in. These operations don't sell blue-chip stocks like Apple or Amazon. No, they specialize in something far more dangerous. Penny stocks. Penny stocks are shares of very small companies that trade for, you guessed it, pennies per share, typically under $5. But their low price and lack of regulation make them the perfect vehicle for manipulation. Boiler rooms exploit this by acquiring a massive number of shares in a virtually unknown company for next to nothing. This is the setup phase. They own the stock, and now they need to create buyers to drive the price up. This is where the pump begins. The army of salespeople hits the phones. They get your number from what they call sucker lists, lists of people who have previously bought into similar schemes or have shown interest in high-risk investments. The call starts friendly. The salesperson, who might call themselves a senior vice president or a top analyst, builds rapport. They might ask about your family, your financial goals, your dreams of retirement. They are profiling you, looking for your vulnerabilities. Once they have you engaged, the pitch starts. It's a masterpiece of hype and urgency. They'll tell you about a revolutionary company on the brink of a major breakthrough. Maybe it's a biotech firm that has found a cure for a major disease, or a tech company with a patent that's going to change the world. They'll use a lot of jargon and impressive-sounding claims. They'll mention inside information or confidential reports that only a select few are privy to. You are being offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The key ingredient is pressure. This stock is trading at 50 cents today, but our analysts project it will hit $10 within a month. They create a powerful sense of FOMO, fear of missing out. If you hesitate, they'll question your ambition. Don't you want to provide a better life for your family? This is your chance. They'll keep calling, emailing, and hounding you until you feel like the only way to make it stop is to buy. So, you give in. You invest $1,000, maybe $5,000. You check the stock price, and amazingly, it's going up. Just like the salesperson said it would. You might even get a follow-up call congratulating you on your smart decision and encouraging you to buy more before it really explodes. This initial rise is often manufactured. The scammers might be using the money from new victims to buy more shares themselves, creating the illusion of high demand and a rising price. This convinces early investors that the tip was real, and they often double down, investing even more money. This is the peak of the pump. The price of the worthless stock has been artificially inflated by all the hype and buying pressure. The boiler room operators, who bought in for fractions of a penny, are now sitting on a huge paper profit. And then comes the dump. Without any warning, the scammers sell all of their shares at the inflated price. They dump their entire position onto the market. With a massive flood of sell orders and no real buyers, left only the victims who were tricked into buying, the stock price collapses. it plummets back down to its real value, which is often zero. The phone line that was once your direct link to financial freedom suddenly goes dead. The senior vice president who was your best friend is gone. The website of the revolutionary company might disappear. You're left holding a bag of worthless shares, and your investment has vanished. The psychological toll is just as severe as the financial one. Victims often feel ashamed and embarrassed, which prevents many from reporting the crime. But you should know, these scammers are professionals. They are masters of manipulation, and anyone can become a target. So how do you spot these scams and protect yourself? First, be extremely skeptical of unsolicited investment offers, especially over the phone, email, or social media. If someone you don't know is offering you a guaranteed higher return investment with no risk, it's almost certainly a scam. Real investment professionals don't operate this way. Second, resist the pressure. High-pressure sales tactics are a giant red flag. A legitimate advisor will give you time to think, do your own research, and consult with others. Scammers create urgency because they don't want you to look too closely at their claims. If you feel rushed, hang up the phone. Third, do your own research. Don't just trust the glossy brochure or flashy website they send you. Look up the company on independent financial websites. Check for official filings with regulatory bodies like the SEC. If you can't find any credible, independent information about the company, stay away. Ask the salesperson for their name and the name of their firm, and check their registration status with FINRAS. If they aren't registered, that's a major problem. Finally, remember the golden rule of investing. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. There is no such thing as a guaranteed high return without risk. The promise of getting rich quick is the oldest bait in the book, and boiler rooms have perfected its use. They prey on our hopes and dreams, turning them into financial nightmares. The world of investing can seem complicated, but protecting yourself often comes down to these simple principles. Don't let a slick-talking salesperson on the phone separate you from your financial future. Your security is worth more than any hot tip. Be smart, be skeptical, and be safe. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.